Thanks, Ross, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, at the Bob Jane Stadium for this very important fixture for round 9 of this year's Victorian Vodafone Cup between South Melbourne and Richmond. Let's go to the lineups for today's game with Dino Anastasiadis in goals for South Melbourne, Vito wearing the number 3 shirt, Coveny, Natsioulas, Oliveira, the new signing Djulbic, Salley, Tavsancioglu, Moraes, Baskerville and Naglieri, another new player for the South Melbourne starting 11 here today at the Bob Jane Stadium. Let's go to the visitors now. Richmond with Simioni in goals, Webster, Burton, Baskerville, Beni, Rajher, Vito, Salentano, Kokorevski, Hockless and Robinson. South Melbourne, of course, after 5 weeks returning here at the home ground and kicking off today at the Bob Jane Stadium with the number 11, Andreas Oliveira, who's one of the new signings for Jonas Anastasiadis' side. And of course, Richmond coming to this game with only 6 points on this year's Vodafone Cup ladder, losing last week to the Falkland Blues by 3-2. And of course a defeat for South Melbourne last week against Altona, the first shot of the game there. And here's Oliveira, the new player, creating some problems for Richmond. And the shot there from Coveny just going wide, and South Melbourne starting off in a very positive manner. Coveny there taking the shot, the captain of South Melbourne, but the ball going wide. And it's Richmond now with the throw. Hockless trying to play the ball down the wing. The cross there, not controlled, and the shot, the snapshot there, and Anastasiadis on top of that one. But a good move there from the visitors. Richmond, of course, looking for some points in this game in order to move up on this year's Vodafone ladder. But it's South Melbourne now with Fernando, one of the best players for South again this year in the midfield. Oliveira, good touch there. Baskerville playing the ball in the heart of the Richmond defence, and the clearance there from the visitors. And it will be a corner with Baskerville playing it a bit short. Not a best of clearances there. And again, Richmond living very dangerously as South Melbourne attacking from the right-hand side. Again, the cross coming in from Baskerville. Salley with a header. And the ball going wide. Again, South Melbourne putting the early pressure on here against Richmond. As you can see, the ball was, I presume, going wide, but the clearance as Dino Anastasiadis, the experienced South Melbourne keeper, bringing the ball into the Richmond half. South Melbourne, this time from the left-hand side with Natsioulas trying to take on Simon Webster. Natsioulas, good skill there from the youngster, pushing the ball further back. The cross coming in there, Oliveira unable to get at the end of it, as Richmond just trying the best they can to clear the ball away from the half at this stage. Baskerville, good play there as Salley now. Good possession from South Melbourne. Great play. The Moraes, now it's Tavsancioglu finding Coveny. The touch there for Oliveira. Good 1-2 between Coveny and Oliveira. Coveny trying to go on his own there, but he falls for Moraes. Moraes now inside the Richmond half. Tries the shot there, and the ball just going wide, but it's not out yet. Pressure still on it for Richmond. South Melbourne, the cross from Vito right into the heart of the Richmond defence, but a good catch there from Robert Simioni as that cross comes in from the left-hand side. Simioni stretching there above Coveny. And it's South Melbourne again. They're putting a lot of pressure in these early stages of the game. It's still 0-0 here at the Bob Jane Stadium, round 9 of this year's Vodafone Cup. South Melbourne return after 5 weeks here at the Bob Jane Stadium. And they're looking for the 3 points in order to keep in touch with the first 6 positions in this year Vodafone Cup ladder. Baskerville, great ball there, finding Moraes just outside the 18-yard box. And being fouled there, the referee very close to the situation, even though Tony Salentano is arguing against him. But the referee, no hesitation there, awarding South Melbourne the free kick. And let's see what South Melbourne can do with this free kick. It will be the Brazilian Moraes taking it. It's not very powerful, but Robert Simioni in the right place there, as you can see, putting his body behind the ball. And now with the clearance. And the long one it is, South Melbourne. and Dino and Anastasiadis haven't had really any pressure put on them so far by the Richmond players, as Rajher plays the ball further back, looking for Simon Webster. Webster, pressure there from Oliveira, plays the ball down the wing. And Richmond now pushing forward, a dangerous move. Kokoreski now with an opportunity here for the visitors. Takes the shot and it's 1-0 for the visiting Richmond side against the run of play. The ball was played to Kokoreski. Kokoreski there taking on the South Melbourne defence. Good skill there and a clinical finish, leaving Dino Anastasiadis with no chance and giving Richmond the lead here at Bob Jones Stadium by 1-0. And let's see how South Melbourne now. Oliveira on the right-hand side. He takes on one Richmond player, takes on the second. He's been tripped there from James Robinson. The referee not hesitating to award South Melbourne the penalty kick. As you can see, good skill there from Oliveira. And Robinson just stretching his foot there, giving the opportunity now to South Melbourne with the Moraes to equalise with the Moraes making no mistake, and it's 1-1 here at the Bob Jones Stadium for South Melbourne. South Melbourne very quick to reply. Richmond scoring only 2 minutes ago, and the Moraes making no mistake from the penalty spot. Simioni going the other way, and it's South Melbourne 1, Richmond 1 here at the Bob Jones Stadium. Beza taking the free kick. South Melbourne surely will be looking for a second one. Vaughan Coveny, the captain, leaving it for Beza. A good back heel there, but Salley not reading his teammates' intentions as the ball goes all the way back to Dino Anastasiadis, who has seen the ball go at the back of his neck once so far, even though Richmond haven't really applied a lot of pressure on South Melbourne. The Moraes has done a lot of work so far for their South team, as Vaughan Coveny looking there, and a good control there from Natsioulas with a shot, and the ball just cleared away from Celentano. Natsioulas here in a very good position, takes the shot. Celentano just clearing the ball. Nearly an own goal there for Richmond as they are ready to take this free kick now. It's 1-1 here at the Bob Jones Stadium. The ball cleared away, even though Dino Anastasiadis did come off his line. But it's once more that man, Moraes, who's equalises. And unlikely for him, giving possession away, nearly creating a few problems for his team. But the ball's cleared there from Ramazan, Tavsancioglu, or Ramazan is, as he's like to be called. Coveny there tussling with the Richmond players, being brought down. And a few hard tackles here at the Bob Jones Stadium, as you can see, Coveny, and it's Beni, the player there retaliating. The referee very close. And of course he's got to control as the game continues with South Melbourne down that left-hand side. The Moraes trying to take on again the Richmond defence. A good shot there, Simioni, just losing the ball for an instance, but on top of it. But a good try there once more for the Moraes, who has been the best player so far for South Melbourne. Oliveira now with an opportunity for South Melbourne. He's got lots of space in front of him. It's a similar situation where he was awarded the penalty just before. Takes on once more Burton, who's of course having troubles. They crossed there, and again South Melbourne the shot and just over the bar there. But again, a lot of trouble here for Richmond, as Oliveira was the player down that right-hand side who's created a lot of problems in the Richmond defence. And the ball now with the visitors, who has scored so far with Kokoreski, and of course the Moraes equalising. And here we have it, viewers, the end of the first half here at the Bob Jones Stadium. A very entertaining first half, 2 goals. So as we move on to the second half, it's South Melbourne 1, Richmond 1. And welcome back, viewers, here at the Bob Jones Stadium for round 9 of this year's Vodafone Cup. And it's a game between South Melbourne and Richmond. 1-1 the scoreline so far here at the Bob Jones Stadium. It was the visitors that took the lead, with the goal coming from Vito in the 19th minute, and South Melbourne equalising from the penalty spot with Fernando de Moraes, the Brazilian player, who was one of the best players in the first 45 minutes for the South side, who applied a lot of pressure to the visitors. And here they come again. Salley trying to play the ball, looking for Beza. But it's Richmond controlling the ball with Sivic, who's come onto the park in this second half. Salley once more. Good turn there from Beza. And a clever dribble there from Beza. The experienced plays the ball for Moraes. Moraes just taking a bit too long there to take the shot, but the shot coming in from it was Naglieri taking his chances there from over 35 yards, pardon me, and the ball going wide. As Richmond giving possession away. South Melbourne once more. Moraes, the player, he made no mistake from the penalty spot to put his team back into the game. And South Melbourne, of course, having a lot more possession in the first 45 minutes. Salley with a long shot there, and it was a great shot there from the South Melbourne midfielder from over 40 yards there. Salley, tremendous shot there, but the ball going wide. As Richmond, the long throw there, looking for Beni. As Richmond move forward now with Robinson. It's Civic now just outside the area. It's got in front of him. Beza tries the shot, and Anastasiadis, no problems there for the South keeper. But not a bad move there from the visitors as Semir Civic tries his luck. But Anastasiadis with a save. He plays the ball to Beza, who together with Fernando de Moraes have done a lot of work in the midfield. And so has this man, Oliveira, the newcomer into South Melbourne's starting 11. A good move there from South Melbourne with an opportunity. Here is Nelson, but the referee signalling that the South Melbourne player was in an offside position. As you can see, Nelson with an opportunity there as Richmond started in a more positive note in the second half. The cross there from Robinson all the way to the far post. Anastasiadis stretching out, just fisting the ball away, nearly getting into trouble there as the ball comes back into the South Melbourne heart of the defence, but a miss shot there from Brendan Beni. Could have easily made it 2 for Richmond. As you can see, that cross creating a few problems for Anastasiadis and the South Melbourne defence. And then the second cross, South Melbourne clearing the ball, and as you can see, Brendan Beni miskicking the ball. And Richmond putting a bit of pressure in South Melbourne in this second half. Moraes playing a good ball for Oliveira. He's done a lot of running, Oliveira, and has created a lot of problems for the Richmond players. A good ball there, but again an offside position for Dino Djulbic. What a great ball though from Nelson. But again, the referee, or rather the linesman, finding that Dino Djulbic is an offside position. Richmond now pushing forward as problems are created once more in this South Melbourne defence. As you can see in the replay, a bit of pulling of the shirt there from Djulbic's referee though, allowing play to go on. But the final shot not finding the target, and South Melbourne living dangerously. Richmond, they look a lot more positive in this second 45 minutes. You're watching round 9 of this year's Vodafone Cup. It's South Melbourne 1, Richmond 1. Oliveira finding Salley, a great ball there with the outside of the foot. There's Naglieri now finding Nelson. Nelson trying to turn there. He's got a few white shirts in front of him. He does get the shot, but the ball going wide. Great play there from Nelson, who comes back after an injury. Nelson there twisting and turning, finally gets the shot, but unlucky for him, the ball goes wide, and the 1-1 scoreline remains here at the Bob James Stadium. Moraes once more trying to set up something for his teammates. Beza, great play there. Naglieri trying to put the ball there, trying to feed Nelson, but again the ball just running away from Nelson there. He tried to get the foot to get a shot, but not enough behind that one. And Simioni, an easy catch there as Steve Burton taking this free kick for the visitors. The header towards Anastasiadis, the ball hitting the bar, and Beza just clearing the ball away. Once more Richmond coming very close in scoring a second one there. As you can see, the ball just hitting the top of the South Melbourne crossbar and then just cleared away for a corner. Richmond once more trying to put the pressure here on South Melbourne. South Melbourne, of course, like we said earlier on, returning at their home ground after a 5-week absence, losing last week 3-1 against Altona Magic, and they are looking for the 3 points here at the Bob Jones Stadium. Oliveira, another great move and the shot, but again, the South Melbourne players not finding the target. A great skill once more, and surely this player will help South Melbourne in the rest of this year's Vodafone Cup. As it's up and down action here, the cross there, rather dangerous, twisting and turning cross coming from the right-hand side as Oliveira, once more great skill there from the South Melbourne player. South move forward now, Naglieri, lucky for him, the ball bounces again in front of him. Nelson, good shielding of the ball as he plays the ball wide. Great touch there, and again, great play for South Melbourne. Nelson now chasing the ball. Simioni is off his line. Nelson unable to get the shot as MacNicol tries to get the shot in, but the ball cleared away from Richmond. But a great move there from South Melbourne. Nelson missed kicking the ball there, and it was MacNicol, the player, trying again to put a cross, but two white shirts there in front of him as the Moraes and Oliveira once more combine. They've created a lot of problems to the Richmond defenders. South Melbourne again, the cross there. Oliveira unable to control the ball as it runs away from him, but Naglieri for South Melbourne. Naglieri goes past one, takes the shot there, it just wide, but great move there from Naglieri and great skill once more. As you can see, the shot just going wide there. Simioni wouldn't be able to do much if that shot had twisted and turned towards his goals. So it's 1-1 and South Melbourne shifting one more gear up. Salley, good turn there. They're looking for the second goal here at the Bob Jones Stadium. A great ball. Nelson again, Simioni off his line there. The shot from MacNicol, and it's 2-1 for South Melbourne. And what a great shot there from MacNicol. Simioni fisting the ball away. MacNicol seeing the opportunity and the shot, making no mistake. And what a great goal there from MacNicol as Nelson now. South Melbourne pushing forward. They're looking for a third goal. A lot of pressure there, but Nelson unlucky there, losing his footing as Richmond just take the ball away from their half. Would there be enough time for the visitors to come back with an equaliser? They look like a free kick to me though, but the referee just letting play go on there as the ball is played once more from the visitors. It was Sivic trying to play the ball wide, but there won't be enough time for the visitors to come back into this game. So a great performance here from South Melbourne in front of the home crowd after a 5-week absence. And it's the scoreline, South Melbourne 2, Richmond 1. An entertaining game. De Moraes, MacNicol, the scorers for South, and Kokoreski for the visiting Richmond side.